There's just nothing in this world like reading. Why am I giggling? I am enjoying this way too much. I sort of just read what I want when I want. I just can't get enough of this series. So I am all comfy today because we are doing a 24-hour reading challenge. I'm going to be sitting on the couch and just reading for 24 hours. I'm going to preface this by saying that I will be pausing the timer to go to sleep. I'm not going to be doing a complete 24 hours. I just think at the ripe age of 25, I value my sleep way too much. It will be 24 hours split over 2 days with a break in the middle for sleeping. So today is Saturday, 10 AM on Saturday, and I want to finish this by Sunday evening tomorrow. So I have already picked out some of the books that I want to read. I would like to get through these. It looks a bit small. That is because I have my Kindle and I am in the middle of reading a new book series. I'm reading the Zodiac Academy and I'm actually starting this halfway through book 3. That's what we're going to start off. I don't know, I feel like it's going to be hard now for me to want to leave those books and come to some of my paperbacks just because I'm really enjoying this series so much. So I might go back and forth between them, but I think I'm going to start out reading book 3 and book 4 of the Zodiac Academy. Alright, let's start this challenge. And 31 minutes in. I've just paused it because I finished the first book and I just want to keep reading on. I think I'm gonna start book 4. These books are longer than I thought they were. I saw someone on BookTok holding the physical copies of the books and I was like, oh, these are big books that I'm reading. I've not read big 600-page books since I read all the Sarah J Maas books. Now I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm really reading some big fantasy books. So I might read like some of this and then pick up something else so that I can read a paperback, and this video is not just me reading the Zodiac Academy even though that's all I really want to do. I don't know what it is, but I'm enjoying this series so much. The first book is a bit like aggressive, like I think they're described as like bully romances. Lots of bullying going on, hazing. It's like this magical Zodiac Academy basically it's called, and there's different houses for elements, so it's like air, water, earth and fire, and the students in there usually have like 1 or 2 elements as like part of their magical powers of being fae. The fae in these books is similar to like the Cruel Prince, where everyone's just ruthless. People aren't nice to each other and power is the most important thing. So there's a lot of bullying going on, a lot of hazing, and these twins get plucked from like the human world and taken to the fae world when they're 18, and it turns out they're like long lost heirs for the throne in the fae world, and they find out they have powers and are sent to this academy. They've got to get through the academy to get their inheritance basically, but 2 twin girls are Geminis, obviously. It's all like astrology based, and then the people who have been taking over the crown is like, while they've been away for 18 years, is this group. It's almost like founding families type of thing. So all these families who were in power came together to collectively work together and run the throne, and they all have a son each. So there's 4 boys, all an element each. It's just so good. The first book was like bullying and hazing. The second book was revenge, which was just so sweet. Just The third book is like progressing, and there's multiple different love triangles, enemies to lovers, lovers to enemies, betrayal. Oh, just so much happening. I am absolutely eating it up. And it's also done in my favorite format, which is the first book's dual perspective for the twins. So you get a chapter in one of the twins' perspective, then another chapter in the next. But as the books progress, you get more chapters in the other characters' perspectives, and it's just so good. But this is a big series. My Kindle says there's like 12 books. I know there's 9 books, I think, and novellas, so I'm trying to figure out the reading order for this. It's honestly a headache and a half because there's no like clear indication of what order I'm supposed to read in, and everything I've looked up has conflicting and different opinions. There's like prequels that were published after I don't know, it's just so much harder to figure out what order I'm supposed to read this in, and all the book covers look the exact same. I can't tell the difference between any of them. So anyways, shall we just keep reading? Let's start the timer and get back into reading. I don't know how much of this I want to read, but this one says that it is 679 pages, which I think is the longest one that I've read so far. The last one was 500 and something. I don't think I can read this all in one sitting. Maybe tomorrow I'll do 12 hours of reading Zodiac today and then 12 hours of reading other books tomorrow. Let's just continue reading and then just see how we feel. This is definitely going to be like mood reading. I sort of just read what I want when I want. So we're going to see what I feel like. So we are 6 hours in and I am 35% of the way through the Zodiac Academy book 4. I'm gonna take a little break to get some food, and then I think after that I'm gonna just go and read in bed. I'm gonna continue reading this today. The first 12 hours are just gonna be Zodiac Academy, but I think tomorrow I'm gonna need a break because right now in this book, we're 4 books into this series. We've had 3 books of back and forth and miscommunication with like 2 characters, and I'm just like, I'm over it now. I need something to happen. I need something to change. Like, I've been reading 224 pages of the same thing happening. Like, just need the 2 characters to talk. Just talk and sort it. Get it done. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna pick up some paperbacks because I won't finish this. I'll probably get like 70% of the way through for this, and then I'll pick up a paperback because I need something else to change it if this is gonna continue. But tonight I need to continue doing this. So I'm gonna pause the timer, make some food and eat. I can't really read and eat at the same time, to be honest. So we're gonna maybe take half an hour to an hour, and then gonna move to the bedroom and do some reading in there. And then I'm probably gonna do a solid 6 hours of reading in bed and then call it a night, and then pick it up again first thing tomorrow morning, which has worked out being 12 hours on one day and 12 hours on the other, with me sleeping in between. So that's fun. I need a moment to wrap my head around what is going on in these books, honestly. I don't know, I'm really enjoying this series way more than I thought I was. I don't know if it's just because I've been reading like a lot of bad books lately, but I'm pretty sure like one of the main inspirations for this book is like Harry Potter. Now, don't hate me. I've not read Harry Potter. I have no interest in it. I've never enjoyed the movies. I don't like J.K. Rowling. But I can understand with the academy and the houses and the professors and, you know, like, I get it. I can see the references and the inspiration. It's like they've taken Harry Potter and then everything that I love from like The Vampire Diaries, Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl, Zodiac Academy. It's giving drama, it's giving teen angst, even though everyone's like 18 and they're not young adult books. There is some mature content in this, quite a lot of mature content, but it's not as spicy as I was expecting either for how aggressive. It's like, I think it's the perfect amount. I don't know, I enjoy the chapters, I'm enjoying the different characters. Some of them are starting to grate on me now, but you know, new characters coming in. Every time there's a new chapter, there's a different perspective. I think there's a lot of fun elements. And the plot moves fast. It doesn't go from like one scene straight into the other. There'll be like jumps in time, and everything's always interesting, adding to the plot. So I'm very much enjoying it, and I do think it's going to be one of my favorite series. I also just watched a TikTok that said that I should read The Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac after book 3 of the Zodiac Academy, because one of the characters who we get introduced to in book 4, it's like his prequel. So I started book 4 and then saw that TikTok, so I'm like, I'll finish book 4, and then after that I might go and read the whole prequel, then come back to the Zodiac Academy, or I might try and do one at a time. I don't know how I'm gonna read this. I'm just so invested in this right now, but right now where this story is going, I'm like frustrated. Need a minute. All right, rambling long enough. Let's quick pause and then straight back into reading again. So we stopped last night around 12 hours to go to sleep, and I am almost done this. I'm 95% of the way done this. I'm on page 637. So I'm going to quickly finish the 4th Zodiac Academy book. I have been reading the Zodiac Academy slower than I would usually. I keep going back and reading things and highlighting, making notes and stuff on my Kindle, which I don't usually do. So yeah, I've been laughing a lot. Lots of giggling, and then like flipping back and taking notes and highlighting and rereading bits. So it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying the series so far. I just don't know if I go into book number 5 or start reading the spin-off now. I'll probably just keep reading the Zodiac Academy because I feel like what I've heard from the ruthless boys of the Zodiac I know anyways. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna finish this. But this video is now become a 24 reading challenge of me reading a series that I'm in the middle of reading, because I can't. How am I supposed to read anything else now? The stakes just went. I actually feel sick. I feel it in my chest. I feel pain. I feel like I could cry. I get why they call the authors the Twisted Sisters now, because this is some fucked up shit, honestly. And I know it's not gonna get any better, at least for a while. This is not a happy story. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a happy ending story. This is pain and cruel and ruthless, and these poor girls have already been through so much. But I can't stop. I can't stop. I have to hope things will resolve, because this is so bad. Book 5 is 800 pages, guys. 886 pages. I'm just gonna keep reading. We have 11.5 hours. We've got 9 hours and 40 minutes on the clock, and we're still reading. I'm 160 pages in, so I'm 20% into the next book. I just can't get enough of this series, honestly. I've not felt this way about a book series since I read the Sarah J Maas books. That's what it's giving me. It's a completely different story. There is like no similarities at all. I don't know if it's because there are so many books or because the books are like 600 to 800 pages each, but I'm very much enjoying this. I'm going to be in the Solaris universe for a while. I'm going to read all the spin-offs and everything, which makes me feel whole again, because all of the books I've read after Throne of Glass, ACOTAR and Crescent City have all been like duologies, trilogies, standalones, and I don't know, I love to get emotionally connected and like drawn into a series. I need time for the story to develop and the characters to like develop an attachment to them. A big book series, if it is good, I'm gonna eat that up. I will choose a book series over a standalone any day of the week. I know a lot of people love standalones, but my preference is always a big fantasy book series. So I am loving this. And if you have any other series recommendations or know of anything that's just as good, please let me know. The only thing that has sort of compared to my love for series were Light Lark and Nightbane. There's another book coming. And then Powerless. I don't know, just the way those were written, the stories, the characters, I was so invested. And I've had like a few good 5-star reads. Like I loved the Shepherd King duology, but like I know there's only 2 books and that's it, the story's done. I don't really think about it after much more. Whereas like this big series, because I get so attached and invested, I feel like I'm watching a TV show with multiple seasons. Like, I'm getting obsessed with the characters and can't stop thinking about the story, and I don't ever want it to end. So the longer it goes on, the more I'm like hooked. And even if half of the series is waffle, I'm gonna eat it up because I'm already invested from the start. From book 2, I was like, yeah, I love this. I love this series. Book 3, I was like, I'm absolutely fucked. I am so screwed. I didn't intend to sit and read this whole series, but I got so many questions that I need answers for. A lot of the people that I follow on Goodreads, or people who have similar reviews to me, if they don't like something, if I read it, I usually don't like it. Like, I've gotten pretty good at figuring out like who has similar tastes to me and whose opinions I trust. So I was going on to see if anyone had read it, and no one had read it except for like one person who was very similar taste to me. But I did see in her reviews that this series is absolutely heartbreaking. So I know I'm going to cry for this series. I know my heart is going to get ripped out of my chest, and I know that the Twisted Sisters do not get a reputation and name like the Twisted Sisters for making happily ever afters and happy endings. Book 1, 2 and 3 were fun, but the stakes went up. Book 4, heartbreak started to come. Now the real shit is happening. So I know that it's only going to get worse. I'm going to continue to put myself through that torture because it's just too good. I absolutely love that books make me feel this way. I love the escapism. I love that I'm sitting and reading. I'm spending 24 hours of my time across 2 days sitting and reading words on a page, words on a screen actually. The fact that books make me feel this makes me feel alive. I don't know, I feel like I live so many lives and I learn so much through reading, from reading other people's perspectives and opinions and experiences, and it obviously changes my own outlook on life and a lot of things in it. And I don't know, there's just nothing in this world like reading. There's nothing I love more than books. There is absolutely nothing compares to it, and it is my favorite hobby. So I'm gonna go back to drinking my iced latte in my Valaris jumper. I need to get some more book merch because I just have the same 3 that I keep wearing. But drink my iced coffee in my ACTA book merch, sitting on this Sunday reading books for the next 9.5 hours, and I'm going back into the Zodiac Academy. So no spoilers, but if you read book 4 and you know how that ends, I just need them to be okay. Every time there's an interaction, I'm like, come on guys, come on. God, anything with fated mates, just eat it up. I just really love how many characters there are in this book. Like, the world building isn't big. It's very minimal. Like, it's just set at an academy. There are literally so many characters and so many different dynamics happening and so many different relationships that you'd think that it would be hard to keep up with, but it's not. So it is 10 p.m. and I am 80% of the way through this book. It's 703 pages, and I'm honestly probably gonna keep reading until I finish it tonight. I am just so obsessed with this series right now. I have to keep reading. I just have to. The characters, the bonding, like, you need to go and read these books, okay? It's giving me fantasy, magic and mystery, but at the same time it's like The Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, Pretty Little Liars, like everything. Oh, it's just so good. And these characters, the growth of these characters and the progression and every plot twist and everything that's happening, I'm just like eating it up. So I need to continue reading. So I'm going to read for more than 24 hours, but I'm going to end this video here. I was very much enjoying that and highlighting and annotating. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that and continue reading this book because I'm absolutely addicted. But I'm going to try, I think I'm actually going to try and do a proper 24-hour reading challenge where I read books that aren't part of a series and then see how many paperbacks I can get through. But for now, we have made a bit of progress in this book series that I'm reading. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and if you've made it all the way to the end, then comment below, let me know if you have read the Zodiac Academy or not. Okay, bye.